Hello, everybody. My name is Mackenzie,
And my name is Claire.
and welcome back to another episode of I Hate This Fucking Book,
Oh my god.
also known as Letterbox Book Club.
Damn. We have really turned into some haters the past couple of weeks.
Okay, I would like to add a disclaimer, okay? I'm sure it's really hard to be an author, and good on you for writing books and doing all the things, but I just don't understand why we are now accepting quantity over quality. It is
Yeah.
it is rotting my brain and not in a Slade way.
No. And given that clue, we are discussing Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, the sixth and final book of the Plated Prisoner series. Thank God this is over. I don't have as much disdain as Kenzie, but
I do.
you can just say it. Tell him.
No, this is fun.
She is
If I did this to you, would you know what I'm looking for?
A. You're doing it too fast and my screen's glitchy. Something AT.
Oh.
Water?
No, I'm looking for nail clippers.
Oh, nail clippers, sorry. Oh, yes, you have to clip your fucking cubicles all the time. It's like every week you have to do something.
Luke, well, can I at least have a cuticle cutter?
Cuticle, that's it. Not a cubicle.
I think there's one in there.
Honestly, do you ever become so aware of how fast, like, your nails and stuff grow?
Yes, right now, and I can't find my nail clippers.
Yeah, like, I find
So,
that I have to... Look, this is bad, but I bite them off, but they're, like, I don't chew on them. I just, like, rip them off. And they're fine, but, like, I have to do it at least maybe every 5 days.
thank you. And I have like a broken nail at the moment, so it's uneven, so that's even fucking me up even more.
I know.
Anyway, sorry, yes, Goldfinch, Raven Kennedy, eat my ass, this book sucked.
Are we sure we're just not managing our expectations? Because we, as readers, you have a vision of how you want things to go, but of course it is not in your control. It is completely up to the author and the author's original vision. So perhaps we just...
Yeah, what original vision? We went off the rails. Also, this is described as a dark fantasy.
Yeah, I know.
I read dark fantasy. I've read dark romance. You know what this fucking is compared to that? This is fucking strawberry shortcake.
Don't you remember the amount of sexual violence in the first two books?
Yes, but that is besides the point.
And then we've lost that edge. From book three onwards, the edge was gone.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, do you want to read the blurb then? And then we'll get into it. But you know, it does feel like I've just been hating books these days.
Exactly. It does feel like I've been hating books. And you know what? That's my right, but it's fine.
I just feel like a lot of ideas are being shared, or authors think they have an original idea, but then it just all ends up being meshed into the same thing, same tropifications, same characterizations. I'm so over savior complex, overlord, king daddy, you know?
Yeah, Shadow Daddy.
Just, yeah, shadow daddy, rot daddy, whatever, you know?
Alright.
The innate need to be a savior to our female characters who we swear are strong, but ultimately they are very weak-minded and weak personality-wise. Anyway.
Exactly. I agree with everything you just said. And I will get into it more as we discuss this book. But anyway. Okay. So, the seductive and thrilling dark fantasy romance series comes to an end in this powerful finale. One king caged my body, another has caged my mind. War has broken out between Annwyn and Orea, though that's not the only battle being waged. There's a fight inside me, and it's one I'm determined to win, no matter how much they try to strip me down and hollow me out. But they've forgotten one thing, the ancient magic of the pair bond. One can never truly be lost when two souls are already bound. Because Slade and I, we're connected by more than just fated magic, and we will always find each other in any life. The Fae King is trying to destroy me, my heritage, my memory. But what he hasn't realised is this, gold bends but stone breaks. And a goldfinch does not fall, it flies.
The amount of cringe faces Kenzie made while reading that, goddamn. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions, Kenzie.
Okay, I fucking hated this book so much. I cannot even begin to explain. First of all, it was like 21 audiobook hours, which is disgusting.
As I said to you, if you have Spotify Premium, you can only get 15 hours, I think, free a month. You can't even finish the book.
Exactly. It's so funny. It, like, for a conclusion of a book, it didn't feel like very, like, it didn't flow very well.
No.
I feel like as well that Slade and Aaron didn't even get that many chapters, and any chapters that they did get, they were being little whiny bitches.
Yeah, I agree.
And once again, like Slade and Aaron are meant to be these like almighty powerful beings or whatever, and then Aaron's captured for like half the book, and then the other half she's just fucking Slade, and then like everyone loves her because she ended the war, but like no, she didn't really.
Yes, no. No.
And then fucking Melina is the most important, but she gets captured all over again.
Yeah.
And then this is the thing, everyone gets captured, everyone breaks out. Everyone gets captured, everyone breaks out. Everyone gets whatever. Okay. And then people die, but they don't die. And then some people actually do die. And
by some people, only one character dies.
No, and Melina.
Oh, but like we don't care.
And Domic. And then it's like,
right.
okay, cool. Like you do all that just to die. I don't know. I'm just over death. And then, what was the point of even killing that one character? Like,
killing Judd? I didn't care. I didn't have a care in the world.
I didn't care, but also I was like, okay, what's the point?
Yeah. Oh, it's to drive Riot's story. He was the manic pixie dream girl. Judd was
This is true.
To lead Riot's hatred.
Yes, and then Slade gets a dragon just for it to be taken away, just for it to come back again. I don't know. There was no stakes.
No.
It was vegan. This book was vegan.
Vegan. Yeah, no stakes allowed.
What are your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, Claire?
Oh, look, too many point of views. And look, I am a sucker for being the type of person to want that other side perspective, like, especially when timelines are split, like, what is Riot up to, and then what is, like, Aaron's up to, like, in the two separate worlds, you know, I want to know what's going on. But there was just too many povs. There was, like, 7 point of views.
This is the thing as well, so each point of view felt like it was just their own little story and it was only their like situation that it was affecting, whereas I think of other books that have had different point of views and their overall arching theme is like moving forward towards a goal, and like it makes sense that there's different poles because they are like in all different places and whatever, and they're all trying to get back to one place. Whereas in this, like Melina has her own goals, and then like Riot has his own goals, and Slade has his own goals, and Aaron, and like they're not the same overarching theme of a goal that they're working together towards. So every time it switched povs, it kind of felt like I was getting stuck in mud, or it was like, oh, stop, like here we are back in this story. And then it's like, okay, Ara and Slade get a point of view, cool, and then Melina, and then Rissa and Osric and Riot, and then Emily gets fucking povs, and I was like, why? Like we've only known this girl for like a day.
I just think, and a lot of these point of views were just put in to engage reactions of other characters in their point of views. Because I think there was a scene where there was a particular battle, and it had Osric's point of view, and he was like leading the charge or something on a mountain, and then it like collapsed, or maybe Riot was like, "Oh, Osric's up there," and then he sees the mountain collapse or something, and it's like it's just set up to react for the other characters. It didn't seem like super free flowing. And I just don't care about Osric and Rissa's point of views or their relationship, because Osric...
Once again, another character who nearly dies and then doesn't die.
Yeah, Osric and Rissa's relationship is the exact same as Slade and Aaron's, which is the same as Melina and Domic's, because it's just these really dangerous, brutal men who just, like, love their women for some reason. And by for some reason, I mean Osric and Rissa. Like, it just seems like a weird pairing. But it's not...
Yeah.
It's not groundbreaking. It's not something that we haven't seen before. They are the same relationships.
It felt like it was just emulating Cassian and Nestor.
Yeah. They're just the same relationships in a different font.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have minded if it was just like Riot, Slade, and Aaron. And then it would be Riot, just his perspective, driving force, battling against the Fae that's invading. And then, you know, obviously, and then Slade and Aaron parallel. But yeah, too many povs. And it felt like Melina had a fuck ton of chapters.
She had so many chapters.
I was like, where the fuck is Aaron and Slade? Because
this is the thing, I felt like Melina had more than Aaron.
Yeah, like I was going to count the chapters, because I'm sure on the Kindle there's like a chapter list, and that's probably titled each character that has a point of view. So like I didn't do that, but I feel like 50% of the book was probably Melina. And as we said, I don't care about Melina, but...
And it's like, I don't care about Melina because she was a fucking idiot, and then again, oh no, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. Like,
I mean, like, I respect the hustle and stubbornness to just die being the queen of Sixth Kingdom, like, good on you. But I understand that sort of redemption, you know, she comes full circle where she actually feels bad that she's been so rich and privileged her entire life. And
Mm.
then she feels like she hasn't given nothing to her
But it's like,
people.
why does it have to take you nearly dying and then
Dying.
actually dying for you
Yeah.
to realize that, like, oh shit, like, there's poor people?
Yeah, I don't care about her sacrifice, but I'm glad it just resolved the bridge issue, because otherwise how would the bridge
Yeah.
break and die? Anyway.
But then again, like, no stakes. Like, there was all, like, this bridge was such a key, like, character. Like, it was its own character, really. And then it just gets destroyed, like, willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, yeah, like, none of the battles felt like they had stakes. Like,
I feel like
yeah.
this book was really chunky, and a lot of it was like obviously battling and trying to fight against the invading Fae and stuff. The amount of action really made up for the lack of potential actions from the past 5 books as well. Like, because it was always very staggering.
But even then, like, I didn't even feel like there was that many, like, I feel like the battles were kind of just, like, in passing. Like, we got a couple of, like, paragraphs about them.
And it's just really them kicking ass and everyone coming together.
Yeah.
And just the cliche of when all hope was lost, Red Raiders rock up.
Yeah.
First and Second Kingdom rock up. Everybody works together to save
Yeah.
Orea. Like, yay,
Yeah, King Fold comes through.
Yeah, everyone works together. Fun. The kingdom is finally won and whole again, whatever. Moving on to my qualms. Yeah, Slade just having a fucking dragon, because why? Like, there was this is completely new information in the first few chapters. Him reminiscing about how his father was telling him, oh, we are great dragon wielders or riders or something. And it's like, bro, no, you are the fuck not. Where have past 5 books...
Everyone has been able to, like, manifest a dragon in our, like,
yeah,
bloodline. Like, you'll be king of the skies.
Yeah, it's like, no, I feel like because dragons have been so up in the romantasy and just fantasy genre lately, like, I feel like the author just felt like she had to add it in there. Here's my thing. I was going to save it for later, but I'm going to say it now. So he can manifest a dragon, but he can't rip a dimension again.
Yes.
Where did that go? Where is this raw power that he's supposed to have that's completely different to every other Fae magic? What happened?
That you would think would be enhanced because of his pair bond.
Exactly. Where did it go? I was so confused the entire time, because at the end, you know, they're all in Annwyn and they're reasonably happy except Riot. I'm like, can you just not rip again and just go back to Orea and just send Riot back if he's so unhappy there? Like, why are we just so content with just staying put and feeling like you're trapped there now? What happened to ripping? He did it twice. He could do it again, I swear. Like, that pissed me off. Because everyone was so worried about, like, getting there. Or getting back. Slade's like, oh, I have no way to get back. It's like, bro, you can rip again, I swear.
I think there was, like, a throwaway line somewhere. Maybe I'm making it up, where he's like, oh, I know that, like, I'll never be able to do that again or something.
I call bullshit. He could do it. He can do it. He can do it for the plot convenience of sending Aaron away and sending everybody to Orea. Other qualms. Qualms are more just particular scenes that I didn't like. There was a moment where Slade and Melina interact and they have a chat, and Slade's all like, show me where she was caged. I'm like, back in Sixth Kingdom. I'm like, we are so far from that moment in time now. This is not relevant. This is just reason for you to be a bitch baby and be like, you hurt my love. It's just to motivate him. And I feel like it's just stupid motivation. Because we're so far from that moment now. And she is not, obviously not caged in that way anymore. She's just caged more as a prisoner of war.
Yeah, and, like, Midas is dead. Like...
Yeah, like, I feel like that just had no semblance. But I feel like it's that yearning, it's that possessive, obsessive nature of this morally grey character that everyone loves. It's that archetype and characteristic. Another moment, I guess, was bringing it up early because it's just on my mind right now. Just the need to have sex when they don't have time to have sex.
Oh my god, yes, let's talk about that. So they reunited, and they must immediately have sex. And not only do they immediately need to have sex, it's like someone's taking them to, like, a hideout or whatever, and, like, he knows that something's going on. And then he's like, okay, so, like, when you guys are done, just, like, go to this house. And it's like, how awkward for that person.
Yeah.
And then also, my biggest qualm. Okay, this is a fantasy book, okay? You are not saying cock. You are not saying cunt. I feel like Americans have discovered the word cunt, and they've taken it and ran with it, and they've ran so far that it doesn't make sense anymore, because, like, cunt is, like, still, like, here in Australia. I guess, I don't know, like, that is, like, such a bad word still. Like, it's so aggressive. Like, if I call someone a cunt, like, I fucking hate them so much.
You're insulting them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like I would never like say to like someone like, oh yeah, like I want you to like fuck my cunt. Like I want you to stick your cock in my cunt.
Yeah.
Just facial reactions.
Yeah, that's alright.
Like I don't know, and I've always said it, and like again, it'd take a shot every time. Like it is just such, I feel like, an aggressive masculine word. And like if I'm fucking someone and they start fucking talking about my cunt, I'm like, I'm out, I'm done. Like,
You're dried as the Sahara Desert.
yeah, and just like yeah, like the way like stayed talking, like yeah, I want like I want your cunt to squeeze around my cock or whatever, like, and then milk me as well. And then also like talking about like pre-cum and cum. Like at one point he talks about like, I want to spill my seed in you. And it's like, yes, fantasy. You are not talking about fucking pre-cum, and you are not talking about your cum like in her. Like, no, it is your seed.
Yeah, bring back the seed.
Yeah.
No more cock and that. Or just bring back the penis. Or just even dick. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I completely get it. And I feel like I just really skimmed the sex scene because I really don't care. Because it was a really inconvenient time. They had just like taken back a city or something, or saved some people.
It also went on for so fucking long.
Yeah,
and it was just so unnecessary.
Alright, I saw a review that's mentioned like, I think the author maybe alluded to or promised there was going to be like a 10,000 word sex scene. Or like maybe even chapters. And I feel like that was it. But why would you promise fans that? That's just, it's
cheap.
Giving fan service as well. Oh yeah, cheap. It just came at a really inconvenient time. You're in war. You're in a desolate situation. The Fae are out to get you, and then
It's giving Kourtney Kardashian. There are people that are dying.
exactly. Yeah. Like, it's not the right time, and I don't care that it's a characteristic of Fae to just want to fuck all the time, or especially if they're mated or soulmates or whatever the hell.
Pair bond. I don't know. They
bond.
kept saying a word, and I didn't know what it was because obviously I did the audio book, so I couldn't like read what they were actually saying.
Just disclaimer, we're just going off our memories from what we've read last time. Like, I have not caught up on anything. I'm just going off of what I remember. It's like in terms of like contents of the other books as well.
Same. And then also like, and this is for a lot of books now as well. It's like, give me back a slow burn. Give me back a pining. And it's like, yes, you've been away for each other. And it's like, sure, like you'd want to be like, have a sexy time with someone. But you know what? I would be more concerned about like asking about their well-being.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just wanted that soft reuniting moment. Like, and then later after they win the war, they can have sex.
Yeah, like that can be like a reward.
Yeah, it's like a reward.
Because the timeline picks up just as the bridge snapped into place, and I feel like timeline-wise, they had not been separated for that long.
Yeah.
Either. It's just, you know, for us as people reading the book, it's taken, I don't even know how long. Several months?
Yeah.
And obviously, you push that sort of timeline thinking that that's what they're going through, but it's obviously not.
Yeah, like it's just been a few days for them.
Yeah, it's when I try and say, like, they don't actually have sexual chemistry or good romantic chemistry. They just want to fuck each... They're just horny. They just want to fuck each other. Like, and that's not it.
And it's like, yeah, like, and it was giving... again, like, it's so hard because fantasy is having, like, its huge moment at the moment. But I'm just sick of reading these kind of, like, copy-paste ideas. It's like the pair bond. Like, it's giving fated mates. Like, oh yeah, like some people don't leave their houses for months or whatever, like they just fuck, blah blah. It's like, no, I'm so over this like insatiable need for someone to have their penis inside you.
Yeah.
And then also I'm so over like 3 pumps and they're both coming or whatever. Like the female is coming just from like penile penetration.
Yeah, I get it.
As a clit galley, like
Alright, speak your truth. Stand on business, as they say. I'm not disappointed, I'm just not surprised, but I'm just content that it's over, you know? I don't have, like, super deep feelings. Like, I just wanted to see how it ended. And just, like, how it all comes together, how, like, Riot and co, how they fare, with or without Slade and
I was
Aaron.
so over, like, I'm so angry about the way it ended.
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah,
but, what was so funny to me, actually, you know what, do you have a favourite part about, or maybe montage of moments is that Riot and his cohort are so worried about getting to Slade and Aaron towards
Oh
the end
yeah,
of the book
yes, this
because
is
they're
so
like
funny.
we need to get to them. But then Fade to Black, Slade and Aaron, they're just like, you know what? We're not even really going to care about the rest of those guys. We're just going to start rebuilding Annwyn.
Yeah, we don't care about Orea. We're just having like wine on the beach.
Exactly. They had no concern for their family and friends. They just thought, you
But
know
you know
what, they're
what? I
just going to
love
be
this.
fine.
Like they just accepted their lot, and they're like, "This is it. Like we don't need to go back. We don't need to find our way." I was like, you know what? We books need more of this. Like just accepting your fate.
Slade and Aaron, yeah, they had it right. They had not a care in the world. They did not care that Riot was trapped in Orea.
Yeah.
But then he was all like, we have to get to them. It was
Yeah.
just such a funny sort of sentiment. Because they were off to go do something, and then when they eventually came through the fairy ring and they found them, it's like they were off to do something else unimportant.
A convenient little doodad.
I hated it. And just so happens that twin fae guy knew how to use it.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like, yeah, I wish there was any other way that they used to get over there. Like, I wished that, you know, Riot, because his brother, like, is Rip, like, he somehow would be able to make a Rip or whatever. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Could he not rip again? He is powerful. He can manifest a full fucking
no, not
dragon.
Rip. I wish that Riot could.
Oh, Riot. Oh, I don't think Riot has magic.
I know, but, like, I wish that somehow, like, he could, like, through their sibling bond or whatever, like...
No, their bond is weak and useless. They're not as powerful as Slade and Aaron's bond. It's because they're the half-brothers, you know? If they were fully fledged
but Slade and
brothers...
Aaron were just fucking useless in this book! Fuck!
No, here's my thing as well. I think the dragon was only made to make the battles a bit more even, because otherwise the Fae would destroy Orea. Like, there's no way Kyla and Co could fight against them truly. No, yeah. I don't... The dragon is the game changer, and it was a silly one at that. But it got the job done, I guess.
And then, like, I was just confused by all the characters, because there was, like, the king, and then there was Slade's dad, and then, like, I don't know, I was just getting confused by the king and Slade's dad.
You thought they were the same character?
Yep.
One's King Carrick, and then the other one is just Slade's dad.
Slade's
is Cole, that's it. And I think he just wants to be king. He's being that,
yes,
like,
I understand that they're different characters, but, like, they had the same motivations, really.
Yeah, it's really the same character in a different font. And then all suspicions of how Aaron got to Orea in the first place was true.
Oh yeah, and then you know what? I fucking forgot about all the shit about, like, how she was sold or whatever, and then she was a prostitute, and then Midas fucking found her. I was, like, so far removed from that at this point that I was like, I hate you. Like, I don't even care about your struggles. Like, you fucking suck. Like, you're trapped in this, like, a Fae realm or whatever, and, like, my memories, I don't understand, help me. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're meant to be this powerful person, and, like, you have wings and shit, and, like, oh, cool, your ribbons are back. Which,
I knew
like, I forgot about the ribbons anyway.
I was gonna be like, Kenzie's favourite part is when she got her ribbons back, because I know how much you love her ribbons.
Oh my god, and it's like, she just spent so much of the book fucking whining and not actually trying to fucking do anything, and then she didn't even do anything. She just died, and it's like, what? She didn't actually. I'm actually gonna have an aneurysm.
Oh, that's great. I love that for you.
Like, I've never felt this passionately about hating a book probably since Good Girl Complex.
Yeah, that was a ride. Yeah, I felt like all character development just got lost, because by book 5, she was getting her powers and she was weaponized, I would say. And then just because she lost her memories, or
once
her memories
again,
were being
we have a powerful woman who gives up her fucking power, or, like, loses her power.
But I feel like, now that I think about it, because she has poor memory, well, the mind Fae are, like, fucking her memories up to try and weaponize her for herself. But I feel like she could still have used her powers properly, unless she wearing those magic gauntlets that suppressed? No, I don't think so.
And then also, this whole fucking time, Goldfinch, you're not gonna fall, you're gonna fly. You fly, she flies fucking once. She flies once.
No, yeah, I was so pissed off. But as I said, I think maybe 4th or 5th book, I'm like, if she doesn't fly, I'm gonna fucking riot. Yeah. And I feel like leading into the 5th book, or even leading up to the 5th book, because that's when she was all like, I'm a Turley and I'm in Annwyn for the first time, and I'm, like, rediscovering memories of home, all that sort of stuff. But I feel like we never really got deep information about, what she actually remembered. So it really fell flat that she's trying to fight memories. Aaron trying to refamiliarize herself with Annwyn from book, like, back end of book 4 and then book 5. I feel like it just wasn't so strong, and I feel like she did not feel so strongly about her heritage anyway.
Exactly.
So in that description where she's like, my heritage is threatened or whatever, I feel like you never had a real strong connection in the first place, which is not her fault. It's just the writer's fault, because by book 3 we should have had more deep plot points.
I also feel like in the last book that she was like finally accepting, like, oh, like I'm a Turley, like I belong here, like I need to rule. These people are like trying to help me, and then in this one she's just like, there's worms in my head. And then it was like the pair bond that saved her, whatever. It's like, you know what, fuck them kids and fuck you too. Like I wanted like the power of her heritage to save her or something, like, I don't know. Yeah, and then what Wick? Wick is like, oh, I'm just fucking third cousin once removed or whatever the fuck he was. You know what? Not good enough. I wanted him to be a brother.
Yeah. I felt like that didn't hit either.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure in the last book something happened and he bled gold, and there was that moment. It was that moment where it's like, oh, he's someone, he's a relative.
Mm.
And then it's just another sort of guilt fest where everyone just feels guilty for having their role in how Oren disappeared and how they didn't try and find her, etc.
Yeah.
I understand, like, it's a very tragic thing, but there are bigger worries at play, like, I don't know, King Carrick trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like Oren's heritage didn't hit home, like the sentimental value of it. I will always feel like Orea is her home just because I feel like she spent more time there than...
Yeah, and then again, like her heritage and like her being a Turley or whatever, like it didn't even fucking matter because she's like, no, I'm abdicating, like I don't want to rule.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you've given up your quote-unquote power, like political power.
Yeah. I suppose it's just another one of those, tragic, broken woman, again, overcomes everything and then ends up going back home. But home is not really home because even she doesn't really remember what home is.
Yeah.
But it's because it's just of her species, really. Yeah, and then everyone just, treats her like a queen, treats her like a saviour. And she didn't really want to rule in the first place. But if you didn't want to rule, why fight for it?
Yeah.
I suppose in the end, it's set up that they're going to be like a democracy and they're going to have fucking like state premiers and they're all going to come together and just debate stuff and vote together. And then again, it's just like, because Slade and Aaron are going to be on that board or whatever. And then it's going to be Slade and Aaron's friends. It's going to be his the Wraith take over as well. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's all nepotism anyway. But yeah, I enjoyed her really in the 4th and 5th book where she's...
It just felt like, this was like fan service, like just to give us more content and like more sexy content and stuff. But like at the end of the day, like the story was kind of done.
Yeah, it's giving, like, I think it was really into the romanticy aspect. All right, how do we make this romantic? Oh, we make her a damsel in distress and have how Rot Daddy save her. Yeah. That's really all it is. And then copy and paste for Melina and Domic, and then copy and paste for Osric and Rissa. Mm-hmm. Oh, favourite part... because in the 5th book, or even in the 4th book, Mist sort of disappears. Oh, yeah. And then she rocks up and she just dies anyway. That was my favourite
and her
part.
baby
I'm
dies.
Like, thank God. Rip the baby, but whatever.
But again, like such a significant plot point just for nothing to come of it.
It was significant until Midas died. Yeah. I'm starting to think what would happen if Midas didn't get killed off. Like, I feel like that whole story would have greater implications in the political, socio-economic nature of Orea as opposed to a full-on Fae war. Also, I was quite annoyed with the whole implication of, like, goddess touched.
Oh, yes. Because nothing has ever been explored around that.
Yeah, no. Obviously, it is chosen one vibes, but couldn't she just be just a rare Fae? Yeah. That's just all gold and powerful, which is OP magic. But then the Breaker is OP magic, and then Slade is OP magic. He can rot and he can manifest a dragon. Like, those two don't go hand in hand if we're talking about the aesthetic. How did you feel about Aaron dying?
Oh, I was so angry. Dying. I was so angry because she didn't really do anything. Like, and then she took a knife for Slade. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
even to, like, it wasn't for the war effort, really. It was just to protect Slade from his father. Like, this whole thing, and that's why I'm so, like, confused, and I just can't get behind this because she really had no presence in the war. Like, she wasn't in battle, she wasn't doing anything, and at the end of the day, she didn't sacrifice herself to save Annwyn. She sacrificed herself to save Slade.
Very selfish reasons.
Yeah.
And I feel like the battle between Slade and his father was really just for them
Mm.
to sort out and work out, and like the greater man
Like,
wins sort of
I
thing.
feel like I don't understand why that couldn't have just been like a B plot.
Yeah, I was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that situation?
Mm.
Because I guess I didn't really understand either. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
And then the
I
whole
didn't
thing
care.
about like his mum with the prophecy or whatever, like she said Goldfinch. And again, like that's never explored. Why did she say that? What did she see? Like what did she know?
Yeah, it's hard when you make a a selectively mute sort of character.
Mm. And I thought that once he exactly, and then once Cull was dead, that she would be unmute.
Yeah, she's not too. I feel like, but once the prophecy is fulfilled by some means, she could be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think of prophecy, I think of obviously set in stone. What's going to happen is going to happen.
Mm.
And like nothing you can do or say will alter or change it. So I feel like her talking about it should have been okay.
Yeah.
If there was that worry that it was going to affect something, butterfly effect. I just don't get behind the whole goldfinch being a bird. I just don't
Yeah.
understand the aesthetic and how it relates to her character,
Exactly.
who spills gold, liquid gold. I
And
understand
it
the
would have
whole
made
little
more
sun
sense if
thing.
maybe like she had manifested wings before or something. But just for the whole lead up, and she only manifests wings in this last book, in like the last three quarters of the book.
What even triggered it though? I forget.
Her death.
Oh, right, sorry. Yep. My bad.
Oh,
The ribbons were triggered for something else. They had reappeared.
I think the pair bond.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's giving everything is coming to a head. You know, everyone's losing. This is the last hurrah. Boom.
Mm.
Bond snaps into place. Boom. Slade gets a dragon. Boom. All of Orea fight back against the Fae. Boom. They're just winning.
Everything's hunky dory.
Everything's all good. Yeah, when all hell breaks loose and this is the last line of defense, like everything just smoothly comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that now, because before Riot and the cohort went through the fairy ring to Annwyn, they were really concerned about how Orea is going to become politically. Like there's concern for Kyla seeking control over everything and essentially becoming a dictator.
Yeah. And then also Slade was just like, all right, was just like, oh yeah, his premiers will lead. And it's like, okay, cool, but let's try and explain something to them. Like, let's maybe send a missive to them. Like,
Yeah, sure. But then Riot and Co went through the fairy ring and they ended up in Annwyn anyway. And then there was no other concern for how Orea is going to be rebuilt, or they're in just, desolate restitute. And then we have perhaps Kyla dictate everything, which I don't mind that, by the way, because I feel like she deserves it. Everyone fucks off and she gets to just worm her way through. I don't mind that. I feel like it's set up for a bit of a novella because of the ending, and everyone's sort of settled in to Annwyn now, except for Riot. He's uncomfortable because he doesn't want to be around the Fae because of all the trauma he's just witnessed.
yeah, and I messaged you about this. I feel like it was setting up for him and
Emily?
Emily to get together, and then just for kind of like nothing to happen. It's like you can't introduce this and not evolve on it, not expand on it.
Yeah, look, as soon as we started getting Emily chapters and they were on Orea's side of the bridge,
Orea, yeah.
I knew straight away, like, they're gonna meet. And then it was just the bantering, or the quote-unquote bantering, or the interrogation of Riot to Emily and that, it just took so long. And it was just round in circles. I don't trust you, you're a Fae. And it took Emily so long to mention that she knows Aaron.
Yeah.
But I suppose how is she to know that they knew her as well? But it was just a lot of chapters or pages back and forth of them all bickering and figuring out how to get back to Annwyn and whether or not they can trust Emily because she was deceiving, King Carrick and everything really poorly. It was just it was a bit messy. And we knew that the piece of rot inside Aaron was always going to help her remember one way or another, or recognize Slade. I was quite worried when she didn't recognize Slade when they first were reunited. I'm like, ooh, this could get really spicy. In a very like, don't trust you and I'm gonna hurt you type of way.
I thought that as well.
And then, yeah, it took a little bit of pleading from Slade, and then, I don't know, some rot in the brain to... Literal brain rot helped her remember. And then there was a big hallelujah. And I thought Aaron was really going to go through a sort of, like a true memory loss transformation, where she becomes a sort of soldier and she turns her back on people, and she does become the mockery that King Carrick wanted, or she is a betrayer, or she bent the knee to him, and it was really going to fuck with people. But it was just really her
Again,
being
like, it felt
tortured
like
again.
there were so many plot points that just weren't fleshed out. Like, it just felt like such a disjointed book.
Yeah, the disjointedness of it all.
Like, again, nothing meant anything.
No, it was just to get Slade and Aaron back to Annwyn and them to just succeed and kill King Carrick. That's all it was. And then, to a degree, have Slade reunite with his mother, and then, to another degree, have Riot reunite with his mother. I'm just not surprised. Like, it had to end somehow.
I will just never recover from Harry Potter, and I will never recover from Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, I don't know, just something about those books. But I feel like because those books were well spread out in terms of their war, it just didn't happen in one book. It happened over a series of... Like, if you think about it, I guess the war in Harry Potter started from Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that's what, the 6th book? Going to 2 other books? Or 5th book, sorry. Like, almost half, I guess.
Actually, kind of the 4th when he comes back from to life.
Oh, well, there we go. Whereas this one had all the war in the one book.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no build-up, and then it was insignificant.
I suppose the 4th book was kind of the build-up, because we got the whole, the twins trying to trick Melina. But then, we got the whole war, the whole encounter in, the last book, which seemed a bit too much. Well, once Riot and the cohort realise, and they fight back, like, and everyone comes together, that's the only point where they win. Which, I mean, is the way to go, but... because everyone's coming back together, but it really did... I did feel the sense of, like, despair for them, because, the Fae are just so OP. The stone swords and the flamethrower folk, sheesh. They're very gritty and very relentless in their violence. I liked the violence.
I liked the cannibal Fae.
I must have skimmed so hard. The cannibal Fae do not ring a bell to me.
They're like ones that are made out of stone, or whatever.
I thought they were just stone swords.
Why
are they cannibals?
At one point, I swear it says something about them being cannibals. Also, you messaged me and you were like, "Oh, there's 2 parts that you'll love, and by love I mean hate, and I need to know what you're talking about."
Oh, one was the ribbons.
Oh.
And I think the other one must have been her death.
Oh yeah.
No, because she flew for the first time, and the one and only time she flew. Because, they meant the same thing.
Yeah, it's hard to say that there's feathers. 2 parts that I'll hate when I hated the whole book. So.
Sorry.
The beginning and the end.
Slade, character-wise, again, piss baby until he got to Oren. And his rot power was quite OP against the Fae. I would feel like surely the Fae had some other strengths or resistance to other Fae magic. But that's just me. He has to be almighty, he has to be powerful. And then he has to have a dragon as well, for no good reason. And then Aaron and her gold, like, she could have... Yeah, even when she was in and out of being mind-fucked.
Mindfucked.
Could she have not had the sense, like, I'm in a cell right now, I have powers, can I just not use them?
Exactly.
No sense of survival. No survival instinct at all. And it really... It comes across as backwards because, she was that in the first book. She was caged, but she liked being caged because she can have sex with Midas and it was fine, and she can live a pretty life, although she does want that yearning to be a bit more free. But now, and then, she goes through this entire journey of being free, being able to utilize her powers, loving again properly or finding more of a true love, having all these good things, and then only to be popped back in a cell to be tortured again.
Exactly.
And then she still shows no fight.
No fight. She just kind of gives up. And that felt like distorting her memory and stuff. It felt so easy. like, for them to do that to her. And then also, again, like, she just became a whiny little bitch. It's like, fight.
Yeah, she had no actual physical fight in terms of her power, but she was like obviously fighting her inner monologue and herself, and she knows something is wrong, and that she knows she has to tell somebody something, which was a recurring thing because she wants to tell Slade she loves him or something. And then there was no grit real from her. Yeah, and then we got the whole Emily because she can glamour, and she was being paraded around as Aaron to make a mockery of her, and, you know, because they're trying to turn the people against the Turleys, whatever. It's like their own civil war. And it was just... And then that made Aaron angry because Aaron was there, and then I think there was a huge tussle there with the gold as well, but that was really only the big moment. Her own big moment, but Slade also helped with other things. Yeah, and then Melina, she gave up her life, which, I mean, mad respect for the hustle, but you had to go.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with you anymore. Riot is just, he's leading an army. Riot was fine. I liked his journey, his characterization. Yeah. Like, he gave us the war general. Like, he was delegating, he was organizing missions and battles. Like, that was fine. I liked that. And obviously at some point, like, they were all going to end up at the bridge. Osric and Rissa, I truly don't care because it was just an excuse for them to fuck for the first time. But yeah, I suppose, ultimately at the end, Aaron and Slade are gonna have a gentle life together, and you know what, good on them, but at what cost?
Should we talk about the end and the epilogue?
Yeah, sure. Oh, quickly as well. Rissa also had encounters with like Manu again, and then they have their little sort of semi-resolution of like, I'm sorry for stabbing you, but like I did what I had to do.
Damn you. Yeah.
But I really don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, if someone tried to stab me, I probably wouldn't forgive them that easy, but...
Yeah, no. And Osric's all like, I want to kill him. And Rissa's like, no.
And I'd be like, you want to kill him? Sure, baby, go right ahead.
They have a fucking battle watch party up in the tower.
Yeah, I know.
Like, give me the actual action instead of from their perspective. They're just commentating. And like, when all hope was lost, boom, Red Raids come. Why do we trust these pirates? Slade would have none of this. He would have killed the pirates because pirates had Oren for a short time. Yeah, it just seems like... But there was the common enemy. The Fae was the common enemy, and everyone had to come together. And then who cares what happens afterwards? All right, sorry, the end, go.
Okay, so at the end, so obviously like Emily and Riot and Lou and Osric and Rissa, whatever, they all end up in Annwyn because magic fairy ring, whatever, convenient magic. Anyway, and then we get like 2 months later or whatever, and the last chapter is just like fucking like going through like, oh, Osric and Rissa live together, like blah blah blah. Lou and whoever the fuck live together.
Lou is also the captain of Lydia.
That's right. That's right. Yes,
the town captain.
Yeah, and like
nepotism.
And like, oh no, Riot isn't fitting in that great or whatever. And then fucking Slade and Aaron just fucking bang out in a field, and they do like a magic 69 as well. And then like he's able to manifest his dragon again. And honestly, like I wanted to throw up. Like I love smut as much as the next person, but like holy fucking shit.
Yeah, and then it was just a bit cheesy. It was like, something to do with the bond. Our bond, or like your magic got my dragon back or something. It was something so cheesy. Feel as though he could have manifested it again. He was just depleted of power.
Yeah.
Because he's exhausted it.
Yeah, he just needed to rest.
He needed a rest, yeah. It just seems strange because it feels undone or incomplete because of the whole Riot is uncomfortable being there. And I don't want the guy to just be forced to be there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't feel right. But then there's nowhere back because Slade can't rip again, apparently, which I think is stupid. He should be able to. I feel like there has to be a novella.
But I mean, what more could, like, yeah.
It would be more like Frost and Starlight, where it's going to be Riot and Emily is going to teach Riot that not all Fae are bad, she is sorry for leaving a bad impression, and he's going to live happily ever after because they're going to fuck a lot. And that'll be their chemistry. Yeah. And they'll have shit banter because that's all fantasy authors can do to create this quote-unquote chemistry, is just have this shit banter that runs around in circles.
Exactly.
But he's going to find it so attractive, and she's just so hot, you know?
So hot.
She can just glamour into the hottest bitch in Annwyn, and he's gonna fuck her. But hey, at least they have something in common. She can glamour into Aaron, and then
Oh my god.
wait, and then Riot can just look like Slade.
Oh my god.
They can have a fun little role play.
Okay. Oh, tongue went in my nose, Alice.
It was an ending. It had to end somehow. It is what it is.
Okay.
Although I was quite stressed out in the beginning because obviously throughout the 5th book, Slade was on the verge of a fucking heart attack the entire time. and it just turned out...
I wouldn't have minded if he died. That would have been fun.
Me neither. I would have been like, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Show some grit. Kill off. I want to know what it's like when a character who has a soulmate, a pair, a bond, a mate bond of whatever. I want to know what happens when your pair dies. Like, does it drive you crazy? You know, that's what I want.
And then it would have made, and then I wanted her to sacrifice herself for the greater good, and then it would have fucking made sense.
Yeah, and then Wick would have ruled anyway.
Yeah.
As the last remaining Turley.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. We should write a book.
We should. Anyway, I hate this book. Let's go to the stars and listen.
No. I think I have other stuff to say.
Okay,
I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah, just when Aaron died and Slade was carrying her through to the bridge and it was like a martyr, like a silent sort of funeral. I'm like, this is so fucking depressing. This is so silly.
Everyone's just walking. And then it's like, I don't actually fucking know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know where to bury her. It's like, imagine like, and then get all the way to Orea, and then he's like, oh fuck,
almost.
I'll have to bury her in Annwyn. Like, he decides that she belongs in Annwyn, so you have to turn her around.
How embarrassing.
Imagine
you can't
like
make
being
a
those
decision.
people that are following and like,
what the fuck. Like, we just got here, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like that conversation was so stupid because it was Slade arguing with Wick, I think, about where she would be quote unquote buried, and he was hell-bent on Orea, and I'm like, I agree with that, bro. But then he was just, I don't know, he somehow got gaslit into thinking Annwyn was the better choice. She's our queen. No, she's not. I just thought that was quite funny because I'm just picturing like the proceedings and like everyone walking behind it as a silent funeral, a silent march, if you will. Oh, it was great. I just hated the fact that the bridge was tied to Melina's blood. I don't know. I just, I feel like that was a bit of a stretch. Why was it? Because she was a
like
true
no
queen.
build up either. Like no backstory for this. Like, why was it tied to her blood? Like, what's significant about her bloodline? Like,
because she's a collier.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But like,
She's
what
a
does
great...
that mean?
I don't know. She the great
exactly.
queen.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I think her family had just ruled Orea or at
yes,
least 6
but
kingdoms
again,
for a long time.
why does it matter?
Okay, alright, I get it, Jesus Christ. You know what? It was gnarly when we found out that Slade's dad, you can kill your family members to then steal their magic essence. Like, that's new and unexpected. Can anyone do that? Like, can Riot kill Slade and get his magic? Or I feel like that's also giving from blood and ash.
Yeah.
Like,
Itchy.
I also really hated this theme of goddess being goddess touched by the stars, star touched, you're special, but then you get a free pass of being reborn again, because we have no real presence of god or goddesses. It was always in lieu of a story or in lieu of like a bedtime story, where they believed goddesses are just fallen stars. Oh, wait, but I think that's just what Sarah Turley represents. Maybe because she is a gold, and that's the point. Wait, never mind. But still, there was no real goddess presence, you know? But then Oren dies, and she gets, again, a free pass at coming back to life for Slade. For him.
Fun.
Yeah, hatched from a star. And then the goddess, I wrote in my notes, the goddess left a droplet of magic to help Oren restore Annwyn to its former glory, because I forgot that there was a part of it that was cursed, which is also giving from blood and ash. Yeah, and then the ringer guy, the guy who ended up actually kidnapping Aaron, he just dies.
Blender, whatever his name was.
Brenner.
Brenner.
I don't know. Brenner,
Blender.
that's it. Yeah, and then there's this whole sentimental moment of Aaron and Slade are restoring Brial, which is the place that got destroyed and she got taken, which I don't know. There's so many. She has such sentimental value for something that she doesn't really remember, and in turn that we as the audience can't really connect with because she doesn't really remember it that much. And I feel like that's the author's fault. And because she's been away for so long, her memory is forgotten due to distress. And I just feel like we don't really, I don't feel connected to Oren being connected to Annwyn.
Yeah, I agree.
It was obvious that she was Fae and that she came from the Fae world of Annwyn, but yeah, it didn't really hit home. Same with Slade, because Slade, his intention was to how he ended up in Orea was an accident. And so long as he was separated from his father, he was quite content. And he was relatively happy in Orea. And he really wasn't planning on going back until he found Oren in the second book, or even in the end of the first book. So I'm just confused as to their happiness being there. I suppose it doesn't matter where they end up so long as they're together.
I'm loving watching this process.
Process.
You just like
Me
justifying everything
myself.
to you.
Yeah, look, I don't know. No, but my big thing is like Slade not being able to rip again, because I call bullshit. He should be able to.
Yeah, why give him this OP power if you're not going to use it, you know?
It's a plot device. It's a plot device. It's for convenience.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I just don't care that Wick is related to Aaron. And he just feels guilty because he was there the night she was taken, and he feels bad that he didn't do anything. Like, it's just a guilt fest. Yeah, let's go to the stars that listen. I don't care anymore.
Thank fuck. All right, everyone, the stars that listen is a segment we do at the end of the podcast where we go and find a 5-star review or a 1-star review that we resonate with or want to fight with, and we don't look very hard. And I have several. We also start with the 1 stars because we like to end on a positive note. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I have them in... Alright, I have one big one, I think, and I have one small one.
Okay.
So my first 1 star, all over the place like a loose cannon, completely ruined the series for a little cash grab.
Yeah.
And then my 5 star, I'm going to have to move.
Oh, wait, do you want me to do my
way.
1 star first?
Oh, sorry, I meant my 1 star.
Oh.
Sorry. Alright, I'm an idiot. I didn't screenshot the entirety of it, but I'll read whatever I have.
I reckon you have what I have as well, but it's okay. I have another one.
Each book in the series has diminishing returns?
Nope.
Alright, well, there we go. Alright, each book in the series had diminishing returns and quality went down as the page count went up. True, there's no reason for this to be 600 pages. It should have been more concise. There are too many characters, too many povs, too many repetitive pairings, and too many couples having very long sex scenes at inappropriate times. Yes! How can I take the threat that faces the main couple seriously when they bow out from a fight for a 48-hour sex fest? Yes! And the hero carrying around the amputated parts of the heroine in his pocket was gross, not romantic, because of the ribbons. When the heroine thanked him for keeping every part of her safe, meaning her mind, soul, and body, and this amputated flesh apparently, I had to walk away for 5 minutes to cleanse my brain. I also really disliked the way the hero kept saying he held back information from the heroine based on what he believed she could or couldn't handle. It's very manipulative, and he completely gaslit her. And then, it's a shame. Oh, it's a shame. I had so much fun reading book 1, but this was a struggle to read, and I was relieved when it ended.
Agree.
All right, that's my 1 star.
I'm so glad Aaron's golden pussy was able to revive Slade's dragon. Such an important thing to end the series on.
I love it. That's great.
And then, we really just left all of Orea behind like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel too.
And then I need someone to just read the last chapter of this book and then tell me what they think this series was about, because I promise you would get it wrong. Her attempt at making Fairy 6090 sound mystical, though, was appreciated.
I saw that
All
one.
right, 5 stars.
You know what? We should actually read the last page of a book.
We should
and have a guess.
Yes. I remember I always see that like text posts about how like someone when Deathly Hallows came out and they accidentally like opened it to the last page or whatever, and it
How
said
can you accidentally do
I
that?
don't know, anyway, and it said, or maybe they deliberately did it anyway. It was like Ginny kissed Albus, and they're like, "Ooh, plot twist."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. We should do that next time. Next time we pick a book, we'll do a little recording and then we'll guess what goes on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, 5-star review. Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm so sad this series is over.
Oh. I'm so happy.
And then I have a perfect ending. And that's all, because I didn't like any of the other ones.
I want them to elaborate.
Yeah.
What do they mean by perfect ending? I want to know their thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Yeah.
Who is the username? I want you to comment down below. Give us your reasons. All right, my 5-star review is, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for 5 stars. I just truly love this series as a whole, and it's so bittersweet it ending. I loved both Oren and Slade so much, and just everything they went through. Also, all the side characters, you definitely grow attached to them as well. So sad the story is... Sorry. I was going to make a comment, but then... So sad... Oh my god. So sad the story is over, but glad to have been able to be immersed in it.
Okay, well done. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening once again. You will find us on Instagram at letterbox_book_club. From there, you will find us our Linktree in our bio. From there, you will find us in all the places: Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. Did I say Spotify?
Yes, okay. I think so.
Anyway, we love you all. If you love this book, please.
We're finally free.
Finally free. If you love this book, please tell us why. Whatever. Stay safe out there.
That was so insincere. You do not give a shit about what anyone cares.
Stay safe out there. I love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.